hello Instagram. Just quickly waiting on Facebook as well. Okay, hello Facebook. So, a new week and a new beginning. Let's try this again and let's see whether both social media channels will actually work for me this time. So, hello and welcome to the 6th career coaching drop-in session. My name is Lisa and I'm also known as Job Coach Germany. There are people joining in already. Hello, I'm just waving. Okay, so being Job Coach Germany, I help you land your dream job in Germany. And just at first to clarify whether you're right here or whether you're wasting your time. Hello, Owen, how are you? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, just waving a little bit. I'm very happy that you're joining me here. So you are right here if you are unhappy with your current job situation, or if you are already looking for a new job, or you don't really know where you want to go, what kind of job you're looking for. Hello Ali, it's very nice to see you all. I'm Zoa Habib. Okay, hi Zoa Habib, that's very nice to know. Thank you very much for letting me know. I'm Lisa, Job Coach Germany. Okay, so you're also right here if you are in a transitioning phase, right? Whether you're transitioning from your current job to another job, it doesn't really matter whether you're transferring from a job within your country to another job in your country, or whether you're thinking about moving to Germany. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have and let me know in the comments. You are wasting your time if you are totally happy with your job and you don't need help with your application documents. Then I would suggest you fill your time with some other activities. Also, something that I don't do is I'm not a job agent, which means I'm not the link between you and the company. So if this is something that you're looking forward to, then you might as well contact me and I might help you get a link to agencies, HR agencies that can basically connect you with the proper companies. But what I'm doing is I'm following my passion, and there are more people joining. Hello, Alok, it's nice to see you. Yes, so my passion is lifelong learning and discovering all parts of the world and getting to know other cultures, which means your cultures. I have worked and lived abroad, and I have stumbled across a couple of difficulties with regards to finding a job, finding friends, finding a flat, and having worked for or within the HR department and within recruiting for over 8 years in Germany, and a company, a large-scale company that is working in Germany, I have a lot of experience that I just simply would like to share with you all. Hello, Daydreamer. It's lovely to see you as well. I'm just waving here. Hi, it's nice to see you all. Yes, so, and my vision is basically that everybody finds a job and works with a company that fulfills him or her. I would like to give some advice and support you all with the best work-life balance that you can find. And then also, I would like to support people that are losing their jobs with regards to they are being made redundant just because their job is being done by a robot, or just simply due to the change that is that we are all facing all the time. And then you realize, or the company realizes, okay, we have to cut jobs, and then you're facing, basically not having a job, and then you need to find a new opportunity for yourself. So this is where I'm helping you with. And basically, I'm helping all of you who want to find a job in Germany. So international professionals along the entire application process to land your dream job in Germany. So basically, that means I help you with your cover letter, with your CV, with mock job interviews, also with the social media channels like LinkedIn and Crossing. Okay. So let me just quickly go through the... Okay, so you're asking for a for a permanent job. Okay, so can you maybe, okay, I can contact you in the inbox, that's no problem. And you are asking for a permanent job. That means a job without limits. Yeah, so that's a good question actually, because there are several opportunities. Either you get a job where you have a contract that only lasts for a year or for 2 years, and then there's a specific time that is written in your contract, or there might be long-term jobs. And in Germany, it is very typical to have long-term jobs without a limit. That only means that you have, hello, Igavade, can you tell me how I'm supposed to pronounce your name? Is that your name, Igavade? Or what's your first name? Let me know. I'm Lisa. It's nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for joining in. Yes, so normally when you start a job, you have a probation period that is between 3 and 6 months. And that is the time where the company can decide, does this worker fit to our company, to our vision, to our mission, to the team? But also this is a very good time for you to find out whether the company is actually doing all of the things that they have offered during the job interview to you. Yeah, and whether they are actually doing their part on their end. And if they are not doing their part, then you can leave within those 6 months. Okay, so Igavade is, your name is Lexman. Hello, Lexman. It's very nice to meet you. Okay, and what you can find on my social media channels and wherever you are looking for Job Coach Germany, I give you inspirational quotes, book recommendations with regards to your future jobs and how you can prepare. Also for the job interview with regards to the right business attire. And then I give useful hints with regards to your job application documents and tips and tricks for integration, like language courses or finding flats, also visa information. So actually this is a topic that I would like to cover next week, all of the different visas that there are in Germany. Let me know in the comments whether you have any questions with regards to that. And then, I can just give you a quick overview on the visas that might be interesting to you. With regards to the hot topic of coronavirus, I just want to let you know that I hope that you're all not very worried about that time. I know it's a difficult time and that this virus is spreading quickly. We've just heard that Germany has closed off its borders, and that, for example, people from Austria are not supposed or not allowed to come to Germany anymore. And Germans are still allowed to come back to Germany, of course, but there is a travel restriction, that's for sure. The German schools have closed down right now. They started this week. A couple of companies have offered home office to their employees starting last week, but now with the schools being closed, it's a very difficult situation for the parents, because obviously they don't have anybody who's taking care of their children. So they need to stay at home, either on sick leave, or they're taking their laptops home and they are working from home, which is a difficult situation, I can understand, because the children are running around. They might have received some tasks and exercises from the schools, but because this is a situation that hasn't happened before, they are not prepared. And that means the parents need to find some ways how to support their children and still keep them occupied while working for their job at the same time. And that can be very difficult. So what I actually suggest for all of you to do is thinking about your dream job again. So basically, I have spoken about this topic before already, that 75% of employees are demotivated at work. And this is something that you should think about, especially in that time. Is home office something that you would like to include into your daily life, or are there other aspects of your work that you're actually missing when it comes to you have to stay at home and work from home now? For me personally, it was a huge relief being able to work from home, because I used to work in an office with 100 people. So it was an open space and everybody was always talking to me, because obviously I'm an HR person, I'm organizing training, I'm helping them with job applications and things like that. And that means that everybody's always asking questions, and they come to me, and which is a good thing, but it also means I cannot focus on my daily tasks that I have to do. And this is something that I feel very relieved about, that I can actually focus on my daily schedule and nobody's interrupting me. But this is definitely something that you need to consider, especially in that time. Just consider all of the aspects that you have at work, and what are the aspects that you like, what are the aspects that you don't like, and then also thinking about working from home. What do you like about working from home? What don't you like about working from home? So this is the only thing that I want to say right now with regards to the virus. And let's jump to our topic of today, which is the German education system, because I wanted to talk to you about this topic and introduce the German education system so that you understand the different levels at which you can enter into the workforce, into the German labor market. And what we normally do, so the children start at, basically you can go to what we call Kinderkrippe, which is like a kindergarten for very small children up to 3 years of age. And then from there you transfer to the kindergarten, where you stay up until you're 5 or 6 years old. And then you start to go to primary school. So at the age of 6 or 7, you normally start your school life. And then you stay at primary school until you're 10 years old. So 4 years primary school in Germany, which is typical, right? It is, it's well known, and almost each country has 4 years of primary school. But you can let me know in the comments whether this is different in your country and whether you know that or not. And then there is a difficult situation at the end of 4th grade, because children and teachers and parents need to decide whether the child wants to go to what we call Haupt- or Realschule or the Gymnasium. Yeah. So we differentiate between 2 ways of studying at school, basically. And then if you decide to go the university path, and you already know that you want to go to the university and that you want to study, you're normally wanting to go the way with a gymnasium. So that means at the age of 10 years, you are changing the school and you're leaving your primary school, and then you go to what we call gymnasium. Okay. I'm just going through a couple of your comments here. So Lexman says, can you please explain about the expenses for this overall? Yes, Lexman, can you let me know what kind of expenses do you mean? Do you mean the expenses for the visa? Do you mean the expenses for the application process? Do you mean the expenses that you need in order to use my services, for example, or the expenses of traveling to Germany and then finding a job here? That's actually a very, very interesting question, but can you please specify that a little bit, and then I will work around that. And then Daydreamer has some facts with regards to the virus in Germany. In some groceries in Germany, you are not allowed to take 2 glasses of beans. So as you can see, there is an emergency situation in Germany right now, and 2 glasses of beans is definitely not a lot to live off. And yes, you can probably see on Dreamjob might be slapping people who overreact on. Right? Okay. Yes, and I don't think there is that the people need to overreact right now. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not afraid at all with the situation going on currently. And I think it's also a question of mindset, whether you are doing a lot for your mindset, whether you're doing a lot for your health. If you are afraid, I mean, there is there are so many things that you can do. There is a lot of space. If you want to go outside, you can go to the woods as well, and then stay out there and spend time on your own without contact with people. But also, if you feel fit, there's nothing you need to worry about. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I'm taking care of my health personally, and then I'm looking forward to the future. I don't think that anything very bad can happen. The only thing that is concerning me is what the government can do with all of us, restricting our travels, restricting our way of going outside. And then also the aftermaths that are happening, right? Like, for example, like Daydreamer said, that there are only 2 glasses of beans that you're allowed to buy. Normally, we are in an open economy and I can buy as many products as I want. And these restrictions, these are something that are affecting our lives. But I'm pretty sure that we can work our way around that. And it's more important to think about solutions rather than the panic that is going on. Yes, Daydreamer says, right, vibrate. I'm all with you. So let's go on with the German education system. So if you are not sure, obviously at the age of 10, nobody is sure where the life takes you, right? So, and that means you have to make a very hard decision at the age of 10. And then there are some influencers. Basically, the teacher is giving you a recommendation whether you're supposed to go to gymnasium or whether you're supposed to go to the Realschule. And then also your parents, most of the parents are pushing their children to go to the gymnasium just in order to have an open door, in order to be able to study. But what the child wants, I can tell you what the child wants. The child wants to stay with their friends, right? So if the best friend decides on going to the gymnasium, the child wants to go to the gymnasium as well. That's the only thing that the child cares about. It's not thinking about, oh, I might be going to the university in 10 years or something like that. And then also something that you need to know, the German education system is very transparent. So you can change between the schools all of the time. Yeah, it's sometimes more difficult to change from one to the other, but the possibility is there and you can change between the schools all of the time. So let's just go with the gymnasium path for right now. So after fourth grade, when you're 10, you start with the path of higher education, and you will stay there until class 12 or 13. So you're between 17 and 20 years old. Once you finish that school, and then you normally start your university path, and then you go to higher education to the university, and then you can also stop afterwards and find what we called an Ausbildung, and that's what you can do after the gymnasium as well. And then that basically means you have an apprenticeship where you learn your job on the job and in school. But this is a specific part or a path that you can also do when you are deciding for the Realschule or the Hauptschule after 4th grade. So after 4th grade, when you decide on, I'm not so sure whether I want to go to university or not, and I don't really like learning that much, I want to stay with my friends who are also going to Haupt- or Realschule, then you're basically going the other way. And that means you have a limit of until class 9 or class 10. So you're 15 or 16 years old when you finish school. And then you normally do what is called the Ausbildung, an apprenticeship, where you go to school. There are different settings of how you can do the duale Berufsausbildung. So it's a dual apprenticeship because you're going to school and you're going to work. And that means going to school for 2 days, working 3 days, or vice versa. Or it could also mean that you have a set amount of time of 2 months school and then 2 months working with the company. And that is there in order to get a feeling for the theoretical parts that you're learning in school and how that actually looks like in your practical job life at work. Yeah. So basically what you're learning in school is something that you're applying at the workplace. There needs to be a very good communication between the employer and the schools, and they need to know the 3-year plan that with regards to what are they learning in theory and what are the things that I need to teach the apprentice in practical life. And this is something, if you don't really know at the age of 15 or 16 what you want to be, there are also several steps that you can take in between. And these are so-called BVJs and BGJs. So it's basically a work or a vocational preparation year, or also a vocational education year. And I will give you some links in my Facebook group and also in the comments on Instagram later on, in order for you to get a feeling of what is that actually. There are, maybe you've heard of a couple of people that have come from abroad and work as au pairs in Germany. So you're taking care of the children of a family, and then you're helping within the household a little bit. And those people are in touch with a lot of those schools where you can do a vocation preparation year or vocation education year, something like that, in order to clarify, okay, what are the skills that I have, what are the skills that I need, and what is it actually what I want to do with my life afterwards. So to wrap this up really quickly, it basically means you can enter the job market at the age of 15 at the earliest. But it also means that you're not full-time working, right? It means that you're going to school and you are working. At the age of 16, you have finished the Realschule, and that is the normal time when you stop school at the age of 16 and you start working as an apprentice. And the time of an apprentice is normally 3 years. So 3 years of school and working. And after that, if you are lucky, the company where you have done your apprenticeship will take over your contract as an apprentice and make it as transferred to a permanent position within the company. Yeah, so they have trained you, they have explained a lot of things in practical for you, you have gained a lot of experience for them, they have paid you, because this is something, when you are an apprentice and you're working already, you are earning money, right? And the company normally doesn't want to let you go because they have invested in you, right? They've invested their knowledge, they've invested their money into you, and that's why they try to offer you a job. But if the economic situation is not so good, then it might be difficult for the company to actually transfer your apprentice contract to a permanent position. But most of the time, this is something that you're considering when applying already, and this is something that is very important for you to ask during the job interview, is when you're applying for an apprenticeship, how high are the possibilities to actually land a permanent position afterwards? Yeah, whether you still want to work there after 3 years is up to you, but knowing that you have the opportunity to stay with them, that is very helpful with regards to your security, right? So, and then for the people that have finished the gymnasium, for example, they can start their apprenticeship right after school, or they go the path of university, and then they study for a bachelor's degree, they can go on with a master's degree, they can go on with a doctorate, and they can decide on staying within the research field and stay with the university, do postdoc work, or also becoming a professor at some point, which is a very long process. Working with a university is also normally a limited amount of time, depending on whether you're doing your doctorate or whether you are a research assistant and just have a job contract for 2 years, things like that. Also, something that you need to consider is those people that have finished their Realschule after 10th grade and they have finished their apprenticeship. It is possible to study at a University of Applied Science afterwards, which means you don't really have to have the diploma of a gymnasium, which is called the Abitur. So you don't have to have that in order to be able to study in Germany. You cannot study at a university right away, but a University of Applied Science. There is a difference, right? The typical universities are very theory-based, and not a lot of internships are involved in your study programs. But a University of Applied Science normally has 1 or 2 internships in their study program. So if you're studying for a bachelor's degree at the university, you will study 6 semesters simply theory, and then it's up to you afterwards to do an internship in order to apply some of the knowledge that you've gained. Or if you're studying at a University of Applied Science, it might be that in the 2nd semester you already have an internship that you are supposed to do, and then you're writing a review of the internship, what have you learned there. And then also you can do another internship in yours at the end, basically in the 7th semester. Or it might be that there's only one internship that you need to do within those 6 or 7 semesters that you're doing at the University of Applied Science. Just for you to get a feeling for the job, what is the actual job about. Okay, and something else that you need to know is if you have done your apprenticeship and you feel like you want to get your diploma from a gymnasium, so your Abitur, you can still do that. You can always go back to school and further study. The only thing that you need to consider for that is, do I have the means to finance myself, right? And it might be a little bit difficult because if you have done an apprenticeship, you've already earned money. People that are straight going from primary school to gymnasium only know how to be in school. They haven't earned any money unless they have a side job, basically. Somewhere as being a bartender or something like that, or giving lessons to younger children, something like that, or working for a clothing store, something like that. And but having done an apprenticeship, there are 3 years where you do the apprenticeship. In the first year, you earn a little bit of money. Then you will get a pay raise in the 2nd year. In the third year, you will also get another raise, for your money. And this is something you are working with that money. You are investing in that money. Maybe you want to buy a car and things like that. So this is something that you need to consider. How can you finance yourself if you want to further learn at the gymnasium or further learn at the university? And there are several things how the government can support you with regards to the money. But basically what you need to know to enter the German job market, you can do that after at the age of 15 or 16. That's the first time when you can enter the German job market, or at the age of 18, or after your bachelor's degree, or after your master's degree. And these are the things that you need to consider when thinking about moving to Germany. What age levels are there? How are they actually learning? How are they gaining their work experience? Because it can mean in your country, for example, I've had clients from Brazil. They are in school and doing their bachelor's degree, doing the master's degree, and then they come over to Germany, and there are a lot younger people that have already a lot more work experience than them, right? And these are things that you need to consider when comparing applicants. So basically the company, when they're looking at your documents, they are looking at what kind of diploma do you have you finished high school, have you finished university, and what kind of work experience do you have. And for a company, work experience always counts more than anything else, because this is something that you can only learn on the job, right? There's only so much theory that you can learn, but you need to be able to apply that. And the company will always think about, okay, how much do I still have to invest into that person until I can gain from that person? Yeah, so until this person can work on her own, on his own, in order to support the company and the mission and the vision. All right, so this was a huge explanation of the German education system, and I hope that you understood the different entry levels when Germans start working and how they are actually gaining job experience and work experience. And feel free to send me your questions that you have. And I am looking forward to seeing you all next week again. And feel free to leave your questions in the comments, send me a personal message, send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook. I highly recommend for you all to join me in my private Facebook group that is called Insights of Job Coach Germany, because I share there all of the things that I've mentioned. So, and I also share documents, I share templates and information that helps you find a job in Germany. And also feel free to check out my website, lisajans.com, and for further information and blog articles and trends with regards to the German job market, which is, with the current situation, very interesting to see. I hope that the digitization will be pushed forward with the emergency situation that is going on right now. And then next week I'll be talking about visas, and I hope to see you then. Auf Wiedersehen und tschüss. Thanks very much for joining. Bye Facebook. Bye Instagram.